Hello, today's question from an IT leader. So they have said they think they are too nice. What do you make of that question? Interesting.
It is, and genuinely, questions like this aren't that uncommon, and I can very much sympathise with this myself. In my own career, it's taken me a long time to understand and be very comfortable with the kind of leader that I am. And certainly earlier in my career, I spent a lot of time looking at other leaders, thinking, that person was ruthless, I need to train myself to be tougher, to be more strict in situations like the one that they were in. Now, I've realised that actually the best results I've ever attained with teams come from me being much more human, demonstrating some openness, humility, and in context of this question, being nice. And I certainly don't see anything wrong with that at all. Certainly with boundaries, and we'll come back to that a little bit later, I'm sure, in the conversation. What would you advise someone in this situation to do?
I think it's important to recognise the world has moved on. We're no longer in the dark ages. You know, it's all about humanity, humility, openness, collaboration, all the words that you see every single day. Maybe a point to make is that I think you need to find yourself as a leader. You know, there is no one size fits all, everyone's different. And certainly with the people I speak to through coaching and mentoring is that, you know, understanding yourself and, you know, how you perform and thrive in an organisation and yourself as a leader, you need to be comfortable with that. And then you can really sort of take it forward. I guess the flip side, you know, not understanding the context of that question is that, are they seen as a bit of a pushover? You know, are they covering for their team? Are they doing additional work because their team are overloaded? Happens a lot in IT.
Yep.
You know, you're pushing against a deadline and you go, I'll just do that, it's fine. That's really not a good place to be, because not only is it not a good perception of yourself, but ultimately it's going to have a toll on your own health and well-being. So without understanding the context, it's quite difficult. So for you, get some feedback from others. Ask your team, ask your peers, ask your leaders, and also get some third-party feedback. You know, how do you think I'm going? Is there anything I can do for you? You know, what feedback do you have? How can we make things better?
Yeah,
I think that's quite key.
Quite. If you talk through the scenarios or that you were concerned about with someone independent, then they can give you a pretty clear view, or they can give you at least a sense of whether or not you were being too nice. I completely agree with your point. I think the concern I would have is if you're open and so on, as we talked about, brilliant, I'll support you all day. If at the same time you're allowing people to take liberties because you aren't setting out boundaries, then you need some help being a bit more assertive, in which case a coach can certainly help you role play even and show you some better ways of doing that. So you can still be well respected and thought of for being a very open and warm person, but actually you'll garner even more respect if you've got some lines around that as well.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Okay.
Hope that helps. Thank you very much for your question. If you have any comments or would like a question to be featured by us, please do let us know in the comments below. Pop us a message or an email. We'd love to speak to you. Many thanks.